Hi.
How are
Hi.
you today?
Yeah, pretty good, but I got a little flu. Yeah, it's a little selfish.
I am suffering from a cold myself. I am still getting over it, so I feel your pain.
Yeah, okay.
Um, my name is Hugh, and it says your name is Head.
Yes, my name is Head.
Okay. I am from New York in the United States. Where are you from?
From China.
Oh, what province?
Okay, and Jiangsu Province.
Okay. I see that a lesson popped up
Yeah.
when I opened this. You chose a lesson for today?
Yes, yes,
Okay. Well, would you like to get right into that lesson?
yes. So we will have the dialogue first, and we may have some conversation about the topic for the lesson.
Okay. Fantastic. Good old Kevin and Dorothy.
Yeah.
We'll take turns going through this. So, would you like to start off as Kevin?
Okay, I'll be Kevin first. Okay, let's start. Dorsey, could you help me for a second?
Okay, no problem. I can help.
I'm trying to think of more ways you can ask for help. Do you think you can ask around?
One way is to ask, do you have a minute?
That's good one I use. I need your help, please.
The other day, someone asked me, could you do me a favor?
Yes, it's good to ask in a nice way. My friend says, can you lend me a hand?
You can also say, I need some assistance, please.
There is a lot of ways to ask for help. Here is an easy one. Can you help me? However, it's better to use could because it's more pilot than using can.
I think you know now plenty of ways to ask for help. And just so you know, that word is polite.
Polite.
Polite, yes, and
Polite.
it means um, a nicer way to ask for something.
Yeah, okay.
Are you familiar with the word?
Yes, but I just made the wrong pronunciation. I know the
Okay.
word.
Okay, perfect. All right, we'll do that again, and this time I will be Kevin.
Okay.
Dorothy, could you help me for a second?
Okay, no problem. I can help.
I'm trying to think of more ways you can ask for help. Do you think you can ask around?
One way is to ask, do you have a minute?
That's a good one I use. I need your help, please.
The other day, someone asked me, could you do me a favor?
Yes, it's good to ask in a nice way. My friend says, can you lend me a hand?
You can also say, I need some assistance, please.
There are a lot of ways to ask for help. Here's an easy one. Can you help me? However, it's better to use could because it's more polite than using can.
I think you know now plenty of ways to ask for help.
Very good. Now, let's take a look at the vocabulary and the
Okay.
expressions that were used in this dialogue. Now, I
Okay.
don't know how you generally do this. With my regular students, I usually ask them if there are any they don't know or have questions about, or we can go
Okay.
over them all if you want. It's up to you.
Okay. Maybe some phrase I had know it. So maybe this one could you describe it for me?
Sure.
I need some assistance, please, because I see the definition of it says to ask for help, but not in a question. I don't know what is, but not in a question.
Okay, well, the simplest answer there is that that is a statement, not a question. Where every all of the other ones, you're saying, do you have a minute? Could you do me a favor? You're asking for somebody else to respond. I need some assistance, please. is not asking for any confirmation. It is telling somebody that you need assistance. They can still answer, yes or no, but it's technically not a question. It's the same thing with the one above that. I need your help, please. Again, that is not a question. It is a statement.
Statement. So just for somebody's help, and maybe somebody need to respond yes.
Correct.
Is that okay? Okay, let me see. Okay, the rest of it I have already know.
All right, then we can move on to the exercise.
Okay.
Again, we'll do it however you want to. Usually, what I do is I ask the question, and then the student will read the two answers and then come up with their own. Does that
Okay.
work for you, or do you have a different way you like to do it?
Okay, so follow your way.
Okay. Question number 1. How would you ask someone to help you move from one home to another?
Okay, I read the answer first, and I will make it my own. I'm moving tomorrow. Could you lend me a hand? Next month, I will move into another apartment. I need your help, please. Okay. Could you do me a favor, because there is a lot of things I need to move my new house.
Very good. Now, if you wanted to do the statement version of that, since that was a little confusing before, you could say, since I helped you move into your apartment, I need your assistance moving into mine, please. That's a way to...
It's a little fast, so can you?
Oh, sure. So you could say, since I helped you move into your apartment, I need your assistance moving in. I need your assistance moving into mine, please.
Okay. Yes, I know. Thank you.
Question number 2. How would you ask a friend to help you study for a test?
Okay. I have a math test tomorrow. I need help to study tonight. Can you help me? Okay. I'm nervous about our English test. Could you help me study for it? Okay, let me see. I need maybe see. I need some assistance for my English test. So could you come up with me for my English test tomorrow?
Okay. Are you asking them to come with you to the test?
Yeah. No, they come with me for teaching my English. Now I will get a good test for the English test tomorrow.
Okay. Question number 3. You are sick with the flu. How would you ask your spouse to get you some water?
And what is spouse?
Spouse is the person you're married to, your husband or your wife.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Get me some water, please. I need some assistance, please. I need water, please. Maybe my answer is grabbing some water. I don't.
Water.
Yeah.
Question number 4. How would you ask around for help?
Okay. I'm trying to find the zoo. Can you tell me where it is? I am lost, and could you tell me where the supermarket is? So I am new one here, so could you tell me where I can find a supermarket?
There you go. Perfect. And finally, question number 5. Your kitchen sink leaks water. How would you ask your brother for help to fix it?
Okay. Do you have a minute? I need to fix the kitchen sink. Could you help me for a second, please? My sink leaks water. Do you free tomorrow? If so, could you come here and help me with my my sink.
Very good. So those were all excellent answers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now we are at the conversation part of it, and it has a few questions here to kind of illustrate what we've learned in this lesson. Question number one is, why should people ask politely for help?
Why should people ask politely for help? Because somebody maybe need help because they may be in some problem, so they need to politely for another one for the help. So the some people will like to give them help.
Okay, that is correct. I think that you also need to show that when you ask politely, you're more likely to get a positive response. If I said to you, Head, answer this question about English, you're going to be like, that guy can't talk to me like that. But if I say, hey, can you answer this question for me? I'm being nice, so you'll be nice back. It's respectful. Question number two. Tell me about a time you asked for help.
Tell me about a time you asked for help. Okay. This afternoon, because I don't feel very well, I asked my colleague to buy some bread for me. Because I don't want to go out for buy the bread because I don't feel very well.
Okay, that's an excellent example. I actually have an example because I'm notorious for not asking for help with things. Because I'm a guy and sometimes we just don't ask for help. But 2 days ago it was Christmas, and I was working on making dinner. My wife and I split the cooking. I have a few things, like I do the turkey and the gravy. She does the stuffing and the potatoes, and I have two older daughters who live with their mom. So I pick them up about mid-afternoon. Turkey's in the oven, everything's going, and I go and pick up my older girls and bring them back. Well, for Thanksgiving, they had stayed at their mother's house, and I'm known for my gravy. I make excellent gravy, and every time I go to a holiday thing, they always make me make the gravy. Well, my daughter asked for the instructions. She's like, "How do you do that?" Because she wanted to make it at her mom's house, and it turned out well. So she says she must have the gravy genes.
So maybe I don't know the gravy. So can you tap it for me?
Gravy genes.
Gravy gene.
Like genes in your DNA. She said she must have the gravy making gene. So when I brought them over on Christmas, we're running around. We've got family here, and I went to my oldest daughter and I said, you know what? I'm going to ask you to make the gravy since you did well at Thanksgiving at your mom's house. Why don't you give it a shot here? Because, I just had too many things going on. And so it's, now, of course, she's my daughter, so I could have said, hey, make the gravy. But I was nice about it. Question number 3. What are some ways to tell someone you can't help them? For example, okay, no problem.
What are some way to tell someone you can't help them? I get a little confused because the example is okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. That means you can give them. So
see that
the question is really about can't or can.
Correct, and it looks like they might have made a mistake in this one. But go ahead if you can think of an example.
Okay. And because sometimes when you are busy or when you have something to handle with, at that time if somebody to ask help from you, maybe you can just say, I'm sorry, I don't have the time, because if you how to say, because if you just say yes but you don't have the time to do the things for them, maybe you will cannot maybe maybe you cannot finish the things for them.
Yeah. I think that it's good to give a reason why as
Yeah.
well. For example, if you asked me to help you move into an apartment on Monday, I might say, I'd love to, but I have to work that day. I'm sorry, I can't. Because
Yeah.
at least if you tell them why, it's better than if you asked me and I said, no, I can't do it. And that's it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
by saying, having to work, yeah, you can't call up your boss and say, can I have the day off to help my friend move? That
Yeah.
doesn't work. So I think it's good to
Yes.
give a reason.
Yes, and because I also think if someone because if someone always asks you for something, and for example, um, my colleague is a designer. He is drawing very well, and so some people always ask help from him. Just ask him to draw some logo or some picture free for them because they think about he is really good at the drawing, but he think even he is good at drawing, but that doesn't mean he will always draw some logo or picture for another one free.
Sounds like people are taking advantage of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Question number 4. What are some other reasons people ask for help?
What are some other reasons people ask for help? I don't really get the meaning of this question.
I thought you might not, and I believe that what they're asking is reasons other than the ones that were in the dialogue. For example, people may ask for help because they have disabilities or they aren't able to do things.
Yeah.
For example, my mother-in-law will ask us whenever we visit to take the trash downstairs to the basement because that's where their trash goes.
Trash. What is trash?
Garbage. Their garbage.
Garbage. Okay.
Yeah, and it's hard for her to get down the steps. So when we come to visit, when we leave, she'll ask us to take her bags and we'll go down to the basement and put them in the garbage room.
Okay.
So that's another example of why someone might ask for help.
Yes, maybe.
Now, can you think of another example that we haven't gone over?
Okay. So maybe because maybe someone don't have the some ability to do something. For example, because someone is not really good at good at about how to say is not really good at fix the computer problem. So maybe sometimes they need to help from some guys. They really could know everything about the computer.
That's a good example. And if we generalize that more, it may be people ask for help with things that they're not as familiar with as someone else.
Yeah.
Like when my daughter asked me on Thanksgiving how I made my gravy. She was asking for help. And then I asked her for help on Christmas.
Yeah.
Finally, question number 5. Sometimes people don't like to ask for help. Why?
Because maybe sometimes the people is embarrassment for asking help. Even they really need help. Yeah.
And sometimes their pride will get in the way too.
Yes. Because maybe if for example, if a man want to ask a girl go out for date, and maybe the girl refuse the guy, and maybe the man don't ask help don't asking help from his friend because maybe his friend will laugh at him. Yeah,
Possibly, yes.
yeah,
Fear of people's reactions will also prevent people from asking for help. There are a lot of different ways or different reasons that people won't, but they usually boil down to fear, pride, embarrassment, um,
yeah,
sometimes arrogance. Sometimes people who are very arrogant won't ask for help. They'd rather
yeah,
mess something up than
yeah,
ask
yes,
someone.
yes. And my first time when I take the plane, take the plane on the plane, and I don't know how to set the bits, set bits. I don't know how to set, but yes, because I don't ask someone for help because I don't like someone know this is my first and maybe like I'm an idiot. Yeah,
Well, if it helps, um, just so you know, at least in my experience, that gets much better the older you get. I mean, I'm 42 now, and I don't care what anybody thinks of me anymore. So I'll ask for help. I mean, I don't know. I think you tend to care a lot less about what people think because you come to a point in your life where you realize it really does not matter what that stranger thinks of me. That doesn't affect me in any way.
yeah.
Um, so I'm gonna do what makes my life easier.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and because at that time I almost about 20, 21, but in these days I maybe like you. If I in some trouble, I just ask for help.
yeah, I'd rather do something right. You know,
Yeah,
the only time I don't ask for help is if it's something I know I can do by myself, even if it'll
yeah,
take me a little longer.
yeah,
My
yeah,
wife says I'm a bit stubborn. I don't know
yeah.
if heard
Stubborn?
of
What
that
is
word,
stubborn?
stubborn. Here, let me type it out.
Okay,
Stubborn. It means very set in your ways. It
okay,
does not like to
stubborn.
change. Um,
Yeah,
I will do things that she's like, hey, you really shouldn't be up on that ladder. Wait for help, but I'll go do it anyway because I know I can do it.
yeah,
But she's probably right. I
yeah, yeah.
probably shouldn't be.
Yes, and I think the people maybe if them maybe if some people meet some problem, they need to ask for help immediately. Maybe they can give it a try. Maybe they can do it by themselves and can give it a try. And if really if don't if at the last they don't do it, maybe they can ask for help. But
Yeah.
at first, they can give it a try.
Yeah. I like to try things on my own first to see if I can do it. Now that brings us to the end of the lesson.
Okay.
I don't know. Would you like to just continue talking for a little
Yes,
bit?
maybe
Okay.
maybe we can have some open talk.
All
Yeah,
right. Well, why
yeah.
don't you tell me about yourself?
So what's the question?
I said, why don't you tell me about yourself?
Okay. I am a father of a 6 years old daughter, and I worked for a communicated company named called Huawei. Maybe you know that. I type it for you.
Okay. Oh, yes, I've heard of
Yeah,
Huawei.
yes, and I come it now it's launched a lot of cell phone on the market. Yes,
Yeah,
and
you guys are really catching up to Samsung and LG very quickly.
catching up as
Ca-
yeah
Catching up,
yeah
becoming like the third big player. Like I remember,
yeah
I used to
yeah
manage a cell phone store, so I remember when your company was kind of just getting into the business, and now, I mean, the market from I was reading yesterday, they're predicting that you guys might reach like the level of LG and Samsung this next year because you're
we
really
the now in the world, the first one is Samsung, and the second one is Huawei, and the Apple is the third
Ah,
one. Yes.
okay, so you're there. Good, good.
Yeah, our CEO, and he said Huawei will maybe the first one in the cell phone industry. Yes, and because I can maybe 2 years, 3 years, I think our company will be the first one. But in for some reason our company cannot into the United States market, and the
Yeah,
United States market is closed for us, and because the United States government said our company will make some information security for the United States country, so they don't let our company into their market.
yeah. That's I've read about that. I mean, I think it's China's in a weird place because you guys are technically our allies, sort of, but we're also opponents when it comes to trade and commerce, and it's a very uneasy alliance now. Samsung and LG are both South Korean companies, and
Yeah,
South Korea is kind of like the United States little stepbrother. I mean, they're kind of
yeah,
they're with us.
yeah.
So I know that they're concerned about security
Something.
issues.
Yeah.
Uh,
Some this
I
some
don't
this.
know if it's founded or not. I mean, all I know is that, well, I can't trust anything that comes out of our government these days anyway. So
I think maybe because maybe I'm from China. Maybe I think this is excuse from the United States government. Yeah,
maybe.
this.
I mean, the government doesn't stand to gain anything by not letting you guys compete here, because having more phones would definitely be good. Uh, so I'm not sure why. Yeah, I think it's an excuse as well.
Yeah. And now because in these days the Apple the Apple's iPhone 10, iPhone XS, and the iPhone XR don't have more. How to say? Let me check how to say.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe don't have more creative. Let me see. Let me show you.
More creativity. Yeah, the
Yes,
iPhones have been the
yes,
same for years. I hate iPhones. I would never carry one.
yeah. And now in this September, our company released a new phone called Mate 20, and it has a really good camera on the iPhone, and the picture can have the really details, just like the here. Maybe you can maybe I will have the camera can take the really detail about the about picture, and the charging is really fast, and maybe just need 40 or 15 minutes, and the phone is full, charging is full, and
Wow.
so it's yeah, and because our Mate 20 have 4,200 the
That,
battery. Yes, it's
that's
really
awesome.
fast.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
4,200 milliamp battery is pretty big compared to
yeah,
what's in most phones. I always
yeah,
put an extended battery in whatever I get. So, um,
yeah,
but it looks like we're almost out of time. Hyde, I wish we had more time to talk.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
I would
we
love to
are.
hear what you do for Hawaii. I'll send you my schedule when we're done. If you
Okay.
ever want to talk again, make a reservation. I'd love to
Okay.
speak to you. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
You have